Today I'm going to be sharing a very important topic that connects to every single thing that we do, especially our children. What affects their learning, the pace at which they learn, what affects the pace at which they develop. I'm talking about emotions, the big emotions. We call them big emotions because they come with a range of different emotions. I'm talking about the feelings of anger, the feelings of frustration, the feelings of sadness, and also the feeling of happiness. These big emotions, sometimes when they come in flooding, our children do not even know how to handle it, or they don't even know what it is or where it's coming from or why it's happening to them. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you different healthy ways of handling these big emotions when they happen. From observation, we have discovered that children struggle with handling the big emotions they experience because the truth is a lot of parents still do not know how to handle their own big emotions. So how would you teach your child how to handle their big emotions when you are not yet in charge of your own big emotions? Now, that is what I'm going to be sharing with you today, not because I have it 100% or because I have been excellent in this area, but because I'm beginning to learn and I'm beginning to understand that it begins with you and how you teach your child and the example you show your child in the ways that you handle your own big emotions. The first thing that you're supposed to do to help your child handle their big emotions is to teach them emotional awareness. How do you teach your child emotional awareness? Your child can be emotionally aware of their feelings and their emotions when they know what it is. For instance, if they know that they are sad, they can differentiate between sadness and anger. They can differentiate between anger and frustration. They can differentiate between frustration and when they are overstimulated. So when they are able to speak about how they feel, you can ask them, are you sad? Are you angry? Do you feel happy? Do you feel frustrated? Tell me how you feel. They should be able to express in simple language how they feel, either sadness, anger, frustration, or happiness. When that is done, they are able to identify which particular emotion or which particular feeling they are experiencing at that moment. And once they're able to identify and label these emotions, it is one step of knowing how to handle the emotions. The second step is to validate their feelings. Teaching your children how to validate their feelings is one way they can handle their emotions. By acknowledging and accepting that, yes, I'm angry, yes, I'm sad, yes, I'm frustrated, yes, I don't even understand how I'm feeling, but I don't feel good. By acknowledging these feelings, accepting these feelings without judging themselves, it is one way of being in charge and handling these big emotions. The third step of handling these big emotions is to teach your children different coping mechanisms. One thing you have to understand about handling these big emotions is that there are positive ways of handling them and there are negative ways of handling them. But we are supposed to teach our children the positive ways of handling these big emotions so that they are not going to hurt themselves while these emotions or while they're experiencing these emotions, and they're not also going to hurt the person that is around them, because these emotions can be very overwhelming. So if you don't teach your children the strategies or the mechanism on how to handle these big emotions, they can be overwhelmed, or they will think that it is okay to throw outbursts or tantrums or hurt someone or hit someone when they are experiencing big emotions. While it is okay to have these big emotions, while it is okay to label them, while it is okay to acknowledge and accept these big emotions without judging themselves, it is not okay to react to these big emotions in a negative way, by self-harm or by harming someone else that is around you, either by using hurtful words or by fabricating lies or looking for ways to hurt someone to make you feel better. That is a negative way of handling these big emotions. Yes, it is one thing to accept and acknowledge that, yes, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, but it is another thing to know how to channel those feelings of anger and frustration and overstimulation into something that will not harm you and will not harm the other person beside you. The first mechanism to teaching your child how to handle these big emotions is to take a deep breath, count to 10 or to 20, They can also engage in activities like running, activities like drawing, activities like painting, activities like dancing. These activities are active and healthy strategies and mechanisms of handling these big emotions. The fourth way is to encourage emotional expression. Yes, in as much as it is okay to have these techniques and the strategies on how to manage these big emotions. Like I mentioned, techniques like drawing, like running, like painting, like dancing. It's okay to have those techniques, but most times these emotions come with this overwhelming feeling, like I said, and you would need to encourage your child to express themselves emotionally. Children should be able to understand that it's okay to be vulnerable. Let them see you become vulnerable sometimes. An incident happened a few days ago, and I got a distress call. Someone I cherish so much said some hurtful things about me that I couldn't comprehend. And as I was trying to still regulate, self-regulate and manage the emotions and the negative emotions that came with those words, I couldn't just take it anymore. I had to end the call, and immediately I broke down. Unfortunately, my son was with me and I couldn't hold it back. I bursted out and I could hear him say, "It's okay, mommy, don't cry." And he held me. Immediately, I held myself back and self-regulated. Why did I do that? Because I was conscious of myself. While it is okay to be vulnerable, teaching children how to express themselves, that it is okay to cry, it is okay to express your emotions in a safe and constructive way. Yes, because there are people that when they're expressing their emotions, they are breaking things, they are hurting someone, they are hitting, they are hurting themselves, they begin to even have suicidal tendencies to hurt themselves or to drink some things that will harm them. You should be able to teach your children. Let them see you be vulnerable. Let them see you experience your own big emotions and see you be vulnerable and see you also regulate yourself at the same time. So I was able to regulate myself without crying further. So while it is okay to encourage your children to express their emotions, let them express it in a safe and constructive way, making sure that they are not around things that will trigger them to hurt themselves or hurt someone. You don't express your emotions violently by fighting or by hitting someone or by raising your voice or by even shouting. You're not throwing things and destroying things because you're overwhelmed. Self-regulation is one secret to being able to handle these big emotions. The fifth point is be a role model. Yes, children are always watching you, just like I gave an example of an experience I had a few days ago. Your children are always watching how you express and how you handle your big emotions. Like, it is okay to get angry, it is okay to be frustrated, but how do you manage yourself when these feelings come overwhelming you? Your children are watching. You have to learn the skill of speaking gently, of whispering, of the skill of not throwing yourself all over the place just because you're experiencing big emotions, because it is how you handle your big emotions that your children are going to learn how they will handle their big emotions. Like I said earlier, self-regulation is the secret. You need to understand the skill of self-regulation. And from experience, we've discovered that people that are able to handle their big emotions effectively have become great leaders. They've become people that are more inclined to having healthy relationships and being able to sustain and maintain good relationships in their life and also with themselves. Because when you're able to regulate yourself and have a good relationship with yourself, you can have a good relationship with anyone that comes around you. Like I would always say, you don't have to have too many friends, but ensure that the people that have experienced or have encountered you in the journey of your life have beautiful and healthy things to say about you, especially in those times when you had those big emotions, because that is what you're going to pass on to your children. That is what you're going to model to them, as they will always look up to you as their example. If this video made sense to you, or you can resonate with most of the things that we share, please subscribe to this channel, share this video with someone that you love, and drop a comment for. And I recommend the book What You Feel You Can Heal by John Gray. It might not be a perfect parenting book for you as a parent that is struggling to self-regulate, or that you're still struggling to handle your own big emotions. You can pick one or two things from that book.